Well, I'll start off. My name is Scott Audette. I'm the operations supervisor with the transit system. I've been with Clarksville Transit for 16 years. It's a great place to work. I think we provide a great service to the public, and it's a fun job. You get to drive. You're outside dealing with people and traffic, and just it's different every day. So it's interesting. We're hiring for bus operators. We have some full-time positions and part-time positions that are available. And the starting rate of pay is $15.75 per hour for bus operators. We're closed on Sunday, most major holidays as well. And basically, we run 4:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 5:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Saturday. Shifts could be anywhere from a 4.25 hour to a 10.5 hour day within those timeframes. But it's a good job, and we need some good folks to fill these positions. So, do we have any questions?
Can we let Chris introduce himself too before we go?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm Chris Yarborough. I'm the maintenance director at Transit. Has been here 18 years in August. We provide support for operation, which includes taking care of the buildings, the vehicles, and anything else that rolls downhill. I'm hiring for a nighttime, I think it's called a technician assistant, which really includes detailing, cleaning, disinfecting the buses. They do top off fluids. They do check. So that's part of the technician part. It is all evenings. It's 3 to 11, and that we're running 7 days a week. So that will be Saturdays. It is full time, so benefits come along. I think it starts at 13:45, excuse me. And then of course, we have vacation. The difference about transit in some of the city, not all of them, is that, we have 11 holidays you get paid for, but we run on 5 of those. So we have to alternate who gets off on that. I think that's really about it. I think I also have a part-time custodian or buildings and grounds assistants, which is mostly custodial work. And we get to 28, 29 hours a week on those, and that could be alternating, and it'll be afternoon times.
And I forgot to mention, we also have a route planner position that will be available at the beginning of the fiscal year, July 1st. So I think we might be taking applications for that as well. That would include analyzing data and helping us plan, implement, restructure, improve our routing system so that we're maximizing our coverage of the city and giving our customers the most opportunity to ride to get where they're going.
Yes, we don't have that position posted yet, but it's on the radar. Okay. And then for the part-time position that's more custodial, it's listed as maintenance worker on the site.
And one thing is both these two jobs, not the planner obviously is out there, is that they do require CDL. So you have to pass a DOT and maintain your CDL license. Even in maintenance, we had to swap out buses and we move them. So therefore we're required to do the CDLs.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It would include a Class B CDL with a passenger endorsement. So that at a minimum, you'd have to have your permit with the P endorsement prior to the first day of training. But we covered that in the interview as well. So now I guess we can go to questions, right?
Yes.
I think, Patrick, did you have one? You're muted right now, though, Patrick.
Yes, sir. The times you were saying, as far as the bus driver is concerned, is that you said full time? Does that include a full 40 hours a week?
Well, it would be full-time hours. It wouldn't be guaranteed 40 per week, but you'd be getting at least 37.5. But there are opportunities to pick up more hours and overtime as well on occasion.
Okay. I don't have my CDL right now, but I do have 14 years experience driving a 26-foot box truck for a company called Rent-A-Crate. And I am currently looking into getting my CDLs to make myself more valuable. I I know you guys said assistant and bus driver. So what would be my time frame as far as, you know, getting in there, trying to get my CDL, and if I can, I'm trying to pose this question as best as far as experience, because I don't have the CDL experience, but I do have the driving experience.
Right.
Would that hurt me in any kind of way as far as, you know, being looked at for the job?
No, not at all. I mean, if you have a good driving record, good work history, it wouldn't be a negative at all. The best thing to do would be to download an app. There's a Cdl Prep app that you can download from either an Android or iOS store, and start taking those tests. They offer computerized tests on the phone, on the app, and they give different versions. So you can take the test multiple times and it'll mix up the questions. Really helpful. There's also the commercial driver's license manual that you can download from Tennessee Department of Transportation and review the general knowledge, air brakes, and passenger endorsement sections of that manual. And that would be helpful for taking those computerized tests. Normally what we do is you apply for the position, we review the application. If you're chosen to be interviewed, you're interviewed, and we give a time frame of when we plan on implementing training or starting training. And you can't take the computerized test until you have a Department of Transportation medical certification. So you have to have a physical done. Unless you currently have a DOT card. If you have a DOT card that's current, you could go take the permit test. But we do talk about and work around those timeframes with you. We also pay for the DOT physical once we decide to hire as well.
Okay, yeah, I do have a DOT card, but that's helpful to know. I just wanted to research and information on the job because I'm definitely interested.
Well, great.
And like Scott was talking, there's 3 tests you have to take. You know, you can get, since you have your card, you can go there and take them. It's air brakes, practical, right?
Passenger,
and practical.
general knowledge. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
So we'll be looking forward to your application, Patrick.
There we go.
I'm sure there have to be other questions. What other questions are there?
Matt. You're still muted, Matt.
Okay. You can hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
sure can.
Okay. So I actually did apply for the bus driver position. This was last year. Was going to be hired. Went all the way through the process up into the physical, and I found out I was red-green colorblind, which disqualified me from the position, unfortunately. And this might not even be y'all's department, but I'm more or less wondering, is that the case for other positions? So like with the street or even like parks and rec or across the color deficiency is going to be a problem, or is it just transportation that?
Yeah, my guess would be that that'd be a Department of Transportation issue, right, for a commercial driver's license. But I don't believe it would be. You already have a regular Class D driver's license, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So Sheila, I don't think it'd be a problem for other departments as long as he's not commercially licensed, right?
I don't recall ever seeing anything where knowing colors was like part of the actual on the job description. So I would say if you have something like that, we would treat each position differently. So if we would review what is needed. So if it's not like a primary requirement for the job, if there's a workaround, then we can work around that. And just off the top of my head, I can't recall any specific jobs where being colorblind would be an issue. I've been here for a while,
Yeah.
and I'm not to say that's never come up before, but it's new to me as far as a requirement. I think I would have heard it if that's like across the board. So I would still encourage you to apply for positions. And then if we get to a point where that's an issue where you have to know the red from the green, I can only think of like traffic signs. I'm trying to think of what else might be an issue for you. I don't think
Yeah,
it would be my job.
right. I think I ended up researching it after I found that out, and because I was interested in the firefighter position as well, and so then I tried to like research that to see like, well, is that going to hinder me from that? And I guess it's dependent on each department, whether it be in this state or this state. But because they, from what I understood, is they actually they do tests that like, well, this is where we need you to see colors.
Okay.
So we're doing a job related test to see if you can actually still perform this job, and it's not to a degree. So I think that was more of a concern, where it's like, will they do job related tests if it is a requirement, or if it's just like, hey, no, you've got a color deficiency, we just can't accept it. Because I do know, like, if you're a firefighter, I'm assuming like the color of the flames, color of the smoke, there's got to be something there that's possibly like where when you see that you can determine where the most heat is or something. And I guess if you don't see as much red, you're not seeing that hue in the flame. This is me hypothetically guessing.
So they'll determine if
So
it's
I didn't know if it would be.
Yeah, they'll determine if it's an essential function of the job, but that's a little bit more specialized than what I have knowledge of. So I would definitely encourage you to come to the fire session this afternoon, and I'm sure one of the fire personnel will be able to address that.
Okay. Thank you.
Do we have other questions? Sure, go ahead. Patrick, go ahead.
Okay. As far as the raises are concerned for the bus driver and the benefits, what kind of packages or things do you guys offer?
All right. So the hourly rate is $15.75 per hour starting. We offer health, vision, dental, a retirement pension, fully funded pension. Trying to think. Is there anything else you can think?
Vacation, sick time.
Vacation, sick time accrual. You accrue 8 hours per month of each vacation and sick, or we call vacation annual. But so you accrue 8 hours per month of that as a full-time employee.
11 holidays.
Yep, 7. Is it 7?
It's 11 holidays.
11, okay, 11 holidays. Thanks, Chris.
12 now.
12.
Well,
That's right.
that's right. I forgot about that. 12.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, here we go. So, and can you think of anything else?
I mean, the medical, dental, and eye, it's all three of them. It's single to family. I don't know the rates.
Right. It's great insurance. Yeah.
Right.
We have a city clinic as well. That's a great benefit.
Which you and your dependents located, and tell me if I'm wrong, they can go to it if they can get a time, correct?
Only you yourself can go, even if you're not on our insurance. Your dependents can go to the clinic as long as they are on our health insurance.
Right.
Yeah. But great place. Any maintenance medications that you're on usually are also free at the clinic. So we love it.
We didn't mention earlier, we talked about benefits, but dental for employees is free. So you don't have to pay for your dental at all. You do have to pay for dependents. And even my dental office is sometimes surprised when they get a new person, but you're eligible for 3 free cleanings a year. Most plans only give you 2. So that's a perk as well. Sure.
I was still waiting on the answer to as far as how raises go.
Yes, the general wage increase. So we're on what's considered a general wage increase. We have an anniversary increase that first year. So typically when we get raises, it's going to be at the start of our fiscal year, and it's voted on by council. When I first started, it was a system. It was easy to know, 10 years down the road, what you were going to be making, because there was a grid. There's a 4% increase. If you were eligible for it, you knew January 1st, or July 1st, you were going to get 4% more as long as you stayed in the same position. And the next year, another 4%, basically till you were topped out. And then that's where you'd be until you either had a change in the pay table or you moved to a different position. Back in 2008, when the economy took a downturn, that's when that program stopped. And so basically now it's up to the council. Our boss will go ahead and make a recommendation, and then either the council will adopt that or not. And then they'll vote on it every year. So we've gotten from 2% to 4%, everywhere in between. The last few years, we've gotten an increase every year. And also the last 2 to 3 years, I think it's 3, not only have we gotten an increase, we've also had a change to the pay table. The pay table has shifted. So for somebody that's topped out in their position, because there's a max range for every single position that you cannot go over that maximum no matter how long you've been here.
Right.
By the pay table changing, it gives people that are maxed out still an opportunity to kind of get a cost of living increase. So that's exciting too. And we've done that consistently over the last few years. Before that, it might be 2 years before the pay table or 3. So I hope that answers. You'll get your first raise if you started today. It would be a year from then. And then thereafter, it would be with everybody else. Typically July 1st. There's been a few instances where, for whatever reason, council did not approve it for July 1st. It's been later, but they'll usually backdate it to the 1st. So,
Okay.
And we do have pay tables. They're available on the City of Clarksville website. I think that's one thing that I did not, unfortunately, include in the information that you got on the virtual site that you were able to look around yesterday. But the pay table should be located on our city website under Human Resources. If it's not, it's public knowledge. Just send an email back to the same email address that you guys got the link from, and I'll be happy to send that table to you. So if there aren't any questions about the open positions, you do have other types of positions at Transit other than what you have open now. Do you want to speak briefly about that? I know you do accounting, admin, some other things as well.
Sure. Yeah, we do. We have an accounting department. We have a couple of admin positions as well. Senior purchasing agent, route planner that's coming up, and business analyst, as well as our paratransit department. So here at CTS, we have the bus side of the house, which is the big bus, fixed routes that drive the same route day in, day out. We have 11 routes that we service. But we also have the paratransit side of the house, which is it's called the lift, and it provides transportation to qualified applicants that are disabled, and they can use the service for anything from personal trips to going to the movies, grocery store, doctor's appointments, pretty much anywhere within the city limits. Of course, we also have our maintenance department that has a few other positions as well.
Dispatchers.
Yep, right. And our dispatchers too, bus dispatchers, paratransit dispatchers.
You know, in the maintenance we have obviously got the diesel mechanics. They do have to be diesel mechanics. Our main operation is for the buses, but they also work on sport vehicles, whatever equipment, fork trucks. I have one material specialist, which I call my parts person, who keeps us ordering the parts, keeps the RTA, keeps the accountings happy, which we all want to keep the accountings happy. And then I have building grounds assistant, or like I said, it's more custodial kind of type of work. And then I have on the hill, what I call those the maintenance technicians, which do the detailing and cleaning of the vehicles. And I do have building grounds who takes care of all the Havoc's plumbing, electrical for all the buildings, and he has one assistant that takes care of the bus stop signs. So he keeps them clean, he keeps them mowed, weed eater, whatever they need also, because we have over 400 bus stop signs in Clarksville.
Yep. And there was one more position too I was just thinking of. Oh, we have there is a possibility of moving up within the bus operator or bus driver area. We have a operator 2 position, which we internally call our lead operators, and they assist with some minor supervisory skills as well as assisting in training. our new drivers that come in. We just implemented that recently, and but it is an opportunity to move up, take on more responsibility. There is a 5% pay increase from the current hourly rate for people that are chosen for those positions as well. Patrick.
The lift operator position, I think you said lift, correct?
Right.
Is that full-time as well?
It is. See, we have like one pool that all the drivers that drive any vehicle, we call them operators. So these operators will be either scheduled for bus or they'll be scheduled for paratransit. So it's all built into the same schedule for the week.
Okay.
So normally how it works is when you're hired in as a bus operator, you're trained in all of the fixed route driving the big bus. And once you're comfortable with that, after about 3 months or so, you're trained on the lift side of the house. And then from that point forward, you're doing a mixture of the two. Primarily when you're hired in as a bus operator, you're placed into a section of the schedule that's the as needed section, which allows us to use the employees in that section to cover vacations, open routes that haven't been chosen, sick days, things like that. So it's a mixture of bus and the lift vans throughout the week. So it's a really good way to get accustomed to the system, to learn all of the routes well. And it just makes for a good mix and an interesting week, actually.
One more thing. I come from big like Detroit and Atlanta, and I've seen, you can imagine what I've seen on the bus. Is there any kind of security for the drivers? How does that work?
So we have policies and procedures in place for any incidents that might arise, like unruly passengers. We have 4 shift road supervisors that are assisting the operators throughout the day. So if anything comes up, we also use a 2-way digital radio to communicate with the dispatcher and the supervisors. We have an emergency button built into the bus, into the radio system. We utilize the Clarksville Police Department to assist us with any cases of disorderly, intoxicated passengers that might be causing a problem. But we also have our loss prevention officers. They're a type of security that we have at the transit center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we also have their supervisor that is mobile or able to be mobile and assist with any incidents that we might have as well. So we definitely have the back of our operators in case something does go wrong.
Okay.
But it's very rare, fortunately, in Clarksville that we have issues like that.
All right.
Good question. Anybody else?
So there is, I hadn't paid as much attention to the chat as I should have. We just have a person that's sharing that they worked for the Tennessee Department of Motor Vehicles prior, and that there is an app called the DMV Genie that can be downloaded. And it's a pretty good app for taking the CDL. The majority of the questions on the CDL test are on that app. So just in case somebody would be interested in looking, Cherise shared that with us. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You said that was the DMV Genie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's a good piece of information.
it is. Good to know.
Any other questions? How about any questions about like the vibe of the department, the culture of the department? Because there are a lot of people, a lot of moving parts and people, unlike an office where everybody's in the office every day. So could you speak a little bit about what it's like to work for the department?
Sure. Trying to think where I start. So I guess the normal day for a bus operator would be, let me back up just a little bit. So our bus operators, our full-time operators, pick a route every 3 months. And we choose an order of seniority. So, the longer you're here, the better your chances of getting, the route that you would desire to drive. So bus operators will pick a route for 3 months. That's what their schedule will be. They'll know it ahead of time. Other than that, our schedules are posted in 3-week blocks. So you know what you're working this week, next week, and the following week. So a bus operator would come in to work at, we'll say, if they're driving a morning shift, they would clock in whenever that shift starts. We'll say the earliest shift we have starts at 4:25 in the morning. Yeah, that's early. And they come in at 4:25, they inspect their vehicle, and they depart from here to the transit center to start the route at 4:40. And we have other routes that are staggered throughout the morning that start at a little bit later times. So the average day would be starting your route out, picking up, dropping off people along the way. And then we have a PM shift that would come in to relieve those morning operators and finish out the day. Within the office, it's a great work environment where we consider ourselves a team, almost like a family. And I think we have a great work dynamic among, all operations, maintenance, accounting, admin. I think it's a great place to work. Usually upbeat. We're always busy. Things never stop. We're trying to implement ways to improve the system, make it more efficient and I guess cover bigger areas to accommodate more of the city and offer varying routes as well. Can you think of anything else?
No, I mean, office and maintenance, we have pretty much a set schedule. Obviously got to cover holidays, sick time, and all that. And there is some opportunities for overtime, especially, right now, obviously we're looking for positions, so we're short. And so there has been a lot of opportunities for overtime. This guy's right. We are like a family. I'll say sometimes a dysfunctional family, but a family, because we do have fun. We do enjoy each other. There's a couple opportunities in a year. We do a rodeo where our drivers get to participate here local and then move to the state level in the driving and a mechanic. We actually send a mechanic now. So we do have, and we usually, do hot dogs and hamburgers. The family's welcome. So, we all know that we spend a lot of time at work, but we also know that there's more to us than work, so we do get to know each other very well in a good way. And I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm pushing 18 years. I have no complaints about the job. So I do enjoy it myself.
So I don't know if you're still using it, but because of COVID, but do you still have the workout facilities and you had a break room with a couple of games and things in there? So that's a little perk. We don't have that here.
Yeah, we do. We have we have a gym, free weights, machines, dumbbells, Smith machines. We also have in the break room, we have a ping pong table that is also a pool table, TV break room area, vending machines. And you think of anything else?
We have a kitchen.
Yeah.
Sometimes people come in early and cook a little breakfast, but
Yeah. So occasionally we have like a pizza Friday or like a hamburger. There's no day that begins with H, but we have a hamburger day. So it's a great place to work.
And I'm assuming the workout facility room is free to employees.
It is free. Yeah, it's free to employees.
Only,
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to
Liability.
liability reasons. It's only for employees during hours.
Yes, Kyle.
I was just wondering if you guys, do you guys have the operators rodeo as well, or just for maintenance?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the bus and the van rodeo. So we usually compete in August, September timeframe. We have our in-house rodeo here, where participants will drive through an obstacle course in a bus. It's a timed event, as well as the van, also a timed event. And first and second place in bus and van, like Chris said, go to the state rodeo to participate in that. There's cash prizes for the local bus and van rodeo and trophies. So we have a picnic that day too. So it's a good time.
And the course is set up just like it will be at the statewide level. We set the course up so there's no surprises. You'll see it might look late, the layout might be different, but it'll be the same type of obstacles you got to go through.
I think you should invite your recruiters to come and watch this year.
We should maybe even let you drive for a little bit.
Ooh. I don't know if Heather would like that, but that sounds fun.
Yeah.
The rest of us would pay for that, though. We'd pay to see that.
Patrick, did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Was curious to know if the city offered life insurance.
Yes.
Yes, we do. We have a $15,000 policy that we pay for. It's only good for while you're working here, but we also offer the option for you to pick up supplemental insurance on your own during open enrollment, which is in the fall. And then there's some, I think when you first start, you can choose whatever you want, but thereafter, I think it's 10,000 a year increments that you can increase that if you desire to do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So we have just a few more minutes in between sessions. So if you have other questions, now would be the time to pose those. Well, I want to thank Scott and Chris for participating and letting us, I know I learned some things today too, so thank you very much. And I'm sure that they will make themselves accessible if you have a question. You can reach them at the transit department, or you can always email your questions to the same email address that you received the links, and I'll try to answer those for you. And if I don't have the answers, then of course I'll reach out to those that do and get back with you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was great.
You're welcome.
All
So
right.
if we don't have any other questions, for those of you that are going to stay on the session, you can hang out. If you need to, we're going to have a short break. The next one starts up at 10:40. I'm going to go off camera for just a moment, but I will be right back. So you can hang out, and I'll see you back in just a moment.